Guys, Chris Reed here, and I want to talk to you today about balance and moderation. You know, balance is required in every area of your life, your relationships, your finances, your hobbies. If you don't find balance, it leads to extremes and it causes people harm, including yourself. Balance is required even in nature. You know, you get too much rain, you get a flood. Too much sun, you get a desert. Too much wind, you get a tornado. But too little of those things cause just as much problem. And this, in the church world, it's necessary to also get a proper balance of truth and grace. Notice I didn't say law and grace. I said truth and grace. St. John chapter 1 verse 17 says, "For the law was given by Moses, but grace and truth came by Jesus Christ." Notice, law didn't come by Jesus, and law was not associated with Jesus, but rather law was associated with Moses and the Old Testament covenant of law. Grace and truth were associated with Jesus. Truth is defined as absolutes and principles. Grace is defined as unmerited favor. Grace and truth go together. But when you have one without the other, one of two groups forms: legalism and liberalism. Legalism takes truth so far that there's no longer grace. Liberalism takes grace so far that there's no longer truth. Notice it's not the mixing of law and grace, but rather the combining of truth with grace that brings proper balance and moderation to the Christian life and views. There are, contrary to what many folks are saying, absolute truths. There are absolutes in right and wrong. It has nothing to do with Old Testament law. It has to do with truth. And truth was a person before it was a precept. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. You know, you got to have moderation also in your temperance, in your behavior. Meekness is not weakness. Choose to be gentle. Notice I said choose to be gentle. Nothing is ever won by force. You got to choose to be gentle. You know, if I raise my voice, may it only be in praise. If I clench my fists, let it only be in passionate prayer. If I make demands, let that only be made to myself. You know, there's got to be balance in a fear of God and a love of God. Fear, I know the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. That's an Old Testament concept. The New Testament says Christ is the wisdom of God. And when you have a proper love for God, you don't need fear to be, as far as being scared, you don't need fear to be a motivator, because divine love is the only true catalyst for the turning and healing of the human heart. Fear and threat may gain compliance, but love captures the heart. It changes the heavy burdens of the have-tos of obedience or imposed obedience to the get-tos of a joyful response of genuine love for God. So, have-tos versus get-tos. Let us be drawn by love instead of driven by fear. Your attitude will always determine your altitude and how high you go in life. You know, you got to have proper balance. You know, there's an imbalance in Christianity. Some ministries overemphasize gifts of the Spirit and minimize fruit, and some do just the opposite. But can I tell you, you got to have a balance. You got to have. There's a reason why there's 9 fruit of the Spirit and 9 gifts of the Spirit. 9 and 9 to balance each other out. You know, it doesn't matter if you have the gifts of healing if you have an attitude of arrogancy and cockiness. So we've got to have balance. We've got to have balance. We've got to balance out the fruit with the gifts. And let me just say to you today that it is necessary to let the Holy Spirit be your governor. You are the governor's mansion. Let God lead you. What law was to the Old Testament saint, the Holy Spirit is to the New Testament saint. Walk in moderation. Find the middle of the road. Avoid extremes, and make a commitment today to find balance in every area of your life. If we're not friends on Facebook, please send me a friend request and take time to share this on your wall. Just these few minutes may encourage and help somebody today to find proper balance in every area of their life. God bless you. Have a great day.